Yo, it's your boy, O-Dog Orion, one half of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, grinding, showing you what it takes to be on YouTube. I got a nice video today. Solstice Beat, hey Jessica, how are you? Good to hear from you. Hopefully this surgery, I know you haven't had it just yet, I don't think. Hopefully you'll be okay. Great to see you. Chafino, Ravens Flock, I see you. Pierpont, Dallas Goddard, Solstice Beat, Will Disley, heart emoji. I love it that you guys are already putting in some of the pieces that I'm going to go over. And this isn't going to be a video talking about, you know, the upper echelon tight ends. I want to dig a little bit deeper. Elliot Evans, hey, what's up? You know, I told you that I got your back. You came a little bit late to the other one. Well, you missed it, right? I know sometimes people get off work or they have other, you know, things that they got to take care of. So we'll always make sure we take care of you, and I'll be able to come back later on. You know, if Marcus has to go home, take care of business, eat dinner, you know, get some errands done, I'm always going to be back here with obviously the fans. We're going to go over the NFL top 5 sleeper tight ends that are going to break out going into the 2019 season, and that's not going to be a maybe or a what if. I'm going to be saying big facts. I'm stamping it. If you do fantasy football, listen to me, put it down, write it down, mark it down. This is going to help, because if you don't get, you know, the first pick, you know, at the tight end spot, you know, when the pieces start coming off the board, we obviously know Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football. So bad it hurts. Zach Ertz is the second best tight end in football. The third best tight end is George Kittle. The fourth best tight end is Eric Ebron. And there's a few others underneath, O.J. Howard and a few others that you could sprinkle in that should be able to have some fantastic years, but I want to go below that. Solstice Beat, Jessica, I'm good. Yeah, I won't have it for another month. For now, it's painkillers. Don't get addicted to those, and it sucks, but I hope that you'll be okay. I'm praying for a recovery, but you're going to get to watch your Seahawks and preseason and the NFL, so hopefully your kids take care of you. I've seen a lot of your, you know, snaps and Instagrams, things like that, so hopefully everything will be okay for you, but I'm praying for you. You're one of my favorite fans of the Northwest Sports Fanatics, always there. Heel Puck, what's up? Jared Cook is a sleeper. We'll see if I have him in the list. Nolan Saints. We'll get into the list, but it sounds like we have, look at Dakota Odell, Nick Vanette, Dallas Goddard, Will Disley. See, these are the type of fans that I am talking about. You're not talking about the top tier. You're not necessarily talking about second tier. We're talking about guys that may be plug-and-play guys, but hopefully that they'll be able to give you better results than you're expecting. So I'm going to go into the list, and we're going to go over the NFL top 5 sleeper tight ends that are going to break out in the 2019 season. Just playing some Madden 20 EA Access, baby. I want to play some Madden 20. I've seen some Madden 20 things on YouTube. I can't wait for it to come out because I'm definitely going to be on it. But getting to the list, take notes, all right? And before we do that, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button. If you love what I got to say and you're a fan of me and Marcus, donate. If it's $1, it doesn't matter. It's going to help us out, showing love. I'm putting in the time, I'm putting in the grind, and I'm going to give you a great show and a great list. So let's get into it, baby. For all the fans and everyone that's going to be hopping in the chat and going to be watching it later, number 5. Number 5 is a tight end that I really like. This guy had a season-ending injury, cut short his season, okay? This guy had another guy on his tight end explode, was on another team, didn't really do the job that he was supposed to. He never lived up to the potential. And then all of a sudden, he got another quarterback named Andrew Luck. He took off. This tight end got hurt, so the other one took advantage. But I think this guy might be able to get to double-digit touchdowns, might even get more than his teammate this season. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm talking about the tight end for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm talking about Jack Doyle. All right, so Jack Doyle is one of those guys. He's got good hands. He had 26 receptions, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, we saw Ebron go from the Lions with Stafford to Andrew Luck. Had an explosion of a season, double-digit touchdowns. I think Ebron is one of those guys that's going to dominate the league. He's kind of one of my, top 4, top 5 tight ends moving forward. But Jack Doyle, as far as a combo tight end combination, those could be 2 of the best tight ends together as a team. Obviously, we know what Tampa Bay has at tight end. They got a nice little duo themselves with O.J. Howard and company, but Jack Doyle has a lot of room to get his stat line higher than people expect. So that's why I got to make sure I put it in there. Ryan Strick, bro, Travis Kelce's a big sleeper. Stop trolling. He's the best tight end in football for Kansas City Chiefs. You are crazy. And we'll get into some of the other numbers. I don't have the exotic fades. O.J. Howard is one because I kind of put him more in my elite category for tight ends. I mean, he's going to be up there, top 5, top 6. This is going to be a little bit lower. So number 5, Jack Doyle. For the Colts, 26 receptions, 245 yards, 2 TDs. Look for him to double his receptions, double the yardage. Could get as high as 700 to 900 yards if everything goes right with Andrew Luck, even with the weapons he has, right? With T.Y. Hilton and Paris Campbell, the rookie from Ohio State. 2 TDs, that's not a lot. Look for him to get somewhere between 6 to 10, 6 on the low end. But if things go right for Jack Doyle, look for him to get 10. And it wouldn't even surprise me if Doyle and Ebron get close to getting 10 each. That's how good I think both of these tight ends can be for the Colts. The Colts are a great team. Look for them to make the playoffs. Look for them to win the AFC South. And look for them to make a deep run at the AFC Championship game. And you heard it here first. They're going to keep competing with the Chiefs. They're going to be competing with the Chargers if Melvin Gordon gets his ass on the team. And then obviously we know with New England with Belichick and Brady. Number 4 is a tight end that has a lot of potential. They like to rotate a lot of the tight ends in this position. They lost their number 1 wide receiver on this team. They lost their number 1 running back on this team. This team arguably had the best duo going into last year and the year before and the year before. Arguably, you could say they had the best running back or top 2 or the best wide receiver or top 2. Who are we talking about? We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're talking about the tight end that has a lot of potential, number 4, Vance McDonald. Now, this is another guy where I feel that his stats can improve. He runs good routes. He has good hands. He could be Big Ben's safe check down target. 50 receptions, 610 yards, 4 TDs. He has potential to get maybe 65 receptions on an upside because 50 is pretty good for the tight end position. 610 yards. Now, if Ben targets him, obviously with Juju Smith-Schuster, we already know he's going to do big things. James, the Terminator Kana at running back. Samuel as the other running back. 4 touchdowns is a little light for McDonald. Look for him to get closer to 6 to 8 and get a few more yards. He could get closer to that 700 to 800 yard production a rate if Big Ben looks to him more. And why wouldn't you? Some of your weapons are gone. Fly like a butterfly, sting like AB. Antonio Brown is on the Raiders. And obviously we know Le'Veon Bell has moved on to the New York Football Jets. Jets, Jets. Number 4, Vance McDonald. Write it down. Number 3. Now, number 3 tight end is a guy that I feel with his quarterback going into his second year, he's going to gain some good rapport. This guy is very muscular. He's built. He's had a case of the drops in the past. He works the jug machine heavy. He's got 2 great wide receivers on both sides now to motivate him to catch the damn ball. Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. We have a lot of competition. Baker's got the swag, horns down. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the potential of this tight end, David Njoku. Now, David Njoku had a pretty good season, even though that he had some nasty drops. 56 receptions, 639 yards, 4 TDs. I look for his tight end touchdown rate to double to get somewhere closer to 7 to 8 with upside to get closer to 10 if Baker goes to him, even with Odell Beckham Jr. on the team, even with Jarvis Landry on the team, even with Nick Chubb at running back, Kareem Hunt, and a few games down the road. But it just depends if he likes his check down guy and he can trust him in the red zone. But Njoku's a guy I feel that can definitely get more than 4 TDs. He can get a few more receptions, and let's get that yardage up closer to 8 to 900. Let's start to get yourself yourself up in the upper echelon tight ends, but you're going to have to put in some work. I really like David Njoku. Number two is a tight end that is a journeyman, right? He's been on a lot of different teams. He's very streaky. One game, he'll give you 3 TDs. He'll give you 14, 10 receptions, somewhere, double digits, something crazy, right? Over 100 yards. But then the next game in the past, he'll give you 1 reception for 5, and then you're scratching your head, you're pulling your hair out. You're like, what the hell did I do starting this guy at tight end? But with the quarterback that he has now, a future first ballot Hall of Famer, with the head coach that he has now, a first ballot Hall of Famer, and with the pieces that he has around him at wide receiver, can't guard Mike, running back, AK-41, Alvin Kamara, the alien, Drew Brees, Sean Payton. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the tight end with the most potential besides number 1. Number 2, Jared Cook. Now, Jared Cook may not be a full-time sleeper. We expect some things from him. 2018 stats, 68 receptions, 896 yards, 6 touchdowns. I think that he can end up getting close to 10 with Drew Brees. I know you got a lot of options to go to, but Michael Thomas needs someone else to be that second option. They don't really have a second wide receiver that I feel that's going to be consistent throughout the year. Drew Brees can get anybody open, get anybody the touchdown balls, but Jared Cook, if he's the guy that gets you double-digit touchdowns and he can get you over 1,000 yards, 70 to 75 receptions, that could be big, making on the playoff run for the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So write it down, believe that if you're looking for a tight end and you're drafting, somewhere in the middle, and a lot of the good tight ends, the top 5, 6, 7 are gone. Look for these guys to fill your roster and fill your spot. I really, really like Jared Cook in this position with this particular team. All right, Solstice Beat, thanks for making these videos. I know we're wrenching. We're going to get your body right. $1.99 donation. Jessica all the way from Alaska. Mucho kisses. Mucho love. I'm praying for you. And, I'm going to make the videos fly with fire, with passion, with heart, and you're going to get some knowledge out of it too, plus the entertainment. Oh, and we're going to number 1. You're wondering, who could it be? There's plenty of tight ends that you could put in there. You could say like an O.J. Howard, but I think O.J. Howard has already solidified himself as a top 5 tight end, so I can't put O.J. Howard in this category, but this is going to be my biggest sleeper because we didn't see this guy play football at all in 2018. In 2016, he showed out. In 2017, his numbers went down, but let's get his stats back up to the 2016 range and 2019, okay? This guy has got a first ballot Hall of Famer quarterback. They got player for player, arguably one of the best defenses in the league. They got plenty of pieces on all lines of the ball. Front line, linebackers, defense. They need to get their running back in camp. Otherwise, they're in trouble. We're talking about, I want to say, the San Diego Chargers, but we'll go to Los Angeles, I guess. We're talking about tight end Hunter Henry is my number 1 sleeper because I don't think anyone expects really anything from him. We don't know how long he's going to get to play. Check it out. 2016, 36 receptions, 478 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's a good ratio. I mean, we can actually get his stats closer to that level. I like him a lot. And then in 2017, 45 receptions, 579 yards. So he had a few more receptions, a few more yards, but he cut his touchdown mark in half from 8 to 4 and was injured of all last year. He's the guy with Phillip Rivers. This could be the missing piece in that offense to get them over the hump to possibly get past a team like the Patriots or the Chiefs or the Colts or the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Ravens. If this guy can get to that 8 to 11 touchdown range and get you somewhere between 750 and 950 yards and about 70 to receptions. I mean, maybe on the low end 60, but I like this guy's potential. And if he plays healthy, this is going to be a great extra weapon for Phillip Rivers and company. That's my top 5. Let's go and review sleeper tight ends that are going to break out in 2019. Number 5, Jack Doyle from the Colts. Number 4, Vance McDonald from the Steelers. Number 3, David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns. Number 2, Jared Cook from the New Orleans Saints. And number 1, Hunter Henry from the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. So that is my list. Let's go up. Let's look at the list of what other people are saying. And a lot of the people that you're mentioning in the comments are probably guys that I had on my outside just looking in because I had a lot of them that I was very, very close in putting in. All right, so we got Dallas Goedert from Michael Pierpont. That's a great choice. He is going to be a sleeper. Obviously, it was so bad it hurt Zach Ertz, one of the best combos with two guys at tight end. Will Dissly, there's some potential there. I absolutely agree. Solstice beat Jessica all the way from Alaska. Let's keep going and see who else we're seeing. Jared Cook is a sleeper. Elliot Evans, you know he is. I like him a lot. Nick Van Nett, that's another one. Travis Kelce's a sleeper. Ryan Strick, you're hilarious. O.J. Howard, I mean, if he underachieved, right, I think that I would have him as a sleeper, but like I mentioned before, lots of potential. I mean, this guy should show out and show how good he really is, especially with Bruce Arians at head coach. I feel that he'll be able to take that to the next level. And if anyone's going to break out on that team, Mike Evans has already established himself as a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. The two guys that are going to improve the most on this team are going to be O.J. Howard and Chris Godwin. Look for them in fantasy. Watch Tampa Bay Bucks, my team, to do a little bit better than they did last year and the year before. Will they make the playoffs? No. Will they excite everyone? No. But at least they're getting better. And I haven't been to the playoffs since 2007. So pray for your boy. I need some help. I need to have a team like yours. I need to be able to feel what it's like to win. But they are improving steadily year by year, and that's all I can ask for. Will Dissly was doing so great until his injury. See Primo Sports. Agreed. Lots of potential there. We don't really know what his upside is, but when you got a guy like Russell Wilson and a few of these other quarterbacks, I mean, anything is possible. Multi-touchdown games for any of these tight ends can get it done. Now, here's a guy that I almost had in my list, Little J.G. 456, Austin Hooper. That's a name that you'll have to look out for. Definitely a sleeper. I'm not sure how many targets, though, he's going to get. That's the only reason I didn't put him on there. Some of the other weapons on offense, I think, are going to be targeted more. But if he can make the most out of his opportunities, at least 5 touchdowns this season, and more than likely 500 to 600 yards. Let's see here. Okay, seriously, Ryan Strick, what about Jason Witten returning? That is something that I'm going to be blatantly honest. I think he's over the hill. I don't think you have anything left with him. I mean, he might be a guy that runs out there and tries to block and play, but I would be shocked if Jason Witten ends up getting, if he gets more than 6 touchdowns in the season, that'd be mind-blowing for me. I just don't know if he has it anymore. Will he be a great piece in the locker room for leadership and mentoring some of the younger guys? Yeah, but I definitely would not pick Jason Witten. I don't think he's going to be a sleeper. If anything, I think he has probably a better chance of getting hurt just because he's missed a year, and we know that he has the number 1 ranking of being horrible in the booth. Some guys can do it. Other guys can't. He can't. He won't be back, and that's why he came back to football. Not trying to hate on Jason Witten, but as far as play calling, play-by-play, color, that is not the future career for you, Jason Witten, big dog, after the NFL is over, because you were horrible, and that's big facts. Let's move forward. I think Jason Witten is going to be really bad. I do too. I mean, I'm not want to talk shit, but I don't believe in him. He said he will do decent, but it's still an upgrade. But is it though? I mean, they had a couple tight ends that made some big plays, last year. WTDMRD. Did y'all say Mark Andrews yet? That was one of the ones that I had on the outside looking in. If I did an honorable mention, Mark Andrews would probably be my top choice because I feel that he's a guy that Lamar Jackson can start to get kind of a nice bond with, the check down guy. Maybe the third option on the offense guy. We're going to have to see how they distribute the ball with the running game with Mark Ingram and a few of the other pieces. Hollywood Brown was nice. So Mark Andrews is a guy that has great hands. He runs routes. He has good vision. He can break tackles. If they are going to be able to take the next step and beat Cleveland, beat Pittsburgh, Mark Andrews has to have a big year. He's a big piece of that offense for the 2019 Ravens flock, and that is big facts. Ryan Strick, Jason Witten isn't a flashy player. He's just a reliable target to get some third down conversions. Is he, though? He missed a year. When some guys, miss a year, they're not the same. And then can you recover from being horrible in the booth like that? If he was in Madden after that booth rating, if there was a Madden booth rating, he wouldn't even be, how they do the NFL top 100? He wouldn't even be anywhere near that as far as booth rating. The booth rating would be so bad, they probably would exclude him from the game. That's how bad he was in the booth. I'm just saying, some guys can do it, some guys can't. He was horrible. I don't see anything coming from Jason Witten. If anything, he could be a coach. That's what he probably should have did. Be a tight end coach for the Cowboys. Don't try to come back to the roster. Especially when they got all these money issues with Dak and Zeke and Cooper. Come on, Witten. Figure it out, big dog. Mark Andrews. All right, let's keep going. Dakota O'Neal, not just conversions. He's still got the TD power. He only missed a year. Jared Cook. Yeah, Jared Cook. Mark Andrews. Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham could be a guy that kind of revitalizes his career. We're going to have to see how many snaps he can play and how long he lasts. Obviously in 2019. Jared Cook. Nolans Saints. I see you be hyping up like I like that. You know I do. I like Jared Cook. Nolans Saints, my favorite team going into 2019, and that's big facts. Mark Andrews, number one then. Well, he's not number one, but he's definitely up there on the list. Jared Cook will shine like the stars with Drew Brees. You better believe it. You know he will. To me, on offense, I mean, the way that the pecking order goes, right? You're going to toss the ball to can't guard Mike. Can anyone guard Mike? No. Should he get $20 million a year? Yes. They say Julio Jones deserves the $20 million. Yeah, he does too. But I think can't guard Mike should be the highest paid wide receiver in football. Yeah, I said it because no one can guard him. That's number one. AK-41 out of the backfield, number two. And then Jared Cook, number three. And then you can sprinkle it around to anyone else. You want to give Latavius Murray a couple dimes, he'll do the job. You want to get it to the rest of the wide receivers, Kirkwood and company, Taysom Hill, you name it. Drew Brees will throw it, they'll catch it, and that's W's, and that's big facts. Disley was doing amazing. He was. There's definitely some potential there. Mark Andrews, yeah, I like that. What about Jason Witten? Let's not talk about Jason Witten. Did I hear Zach Ertz? Damon, the number one Eagles fan, brother. So bad it hurts Zach Ertz. I mean, if we're talking about the best tight ends in football, Zach Ertz, yeah, I think he's up there. And if Travis Kelce wasn't playing, Zach Ertz would be the best tight end, and it would be no question. I like the potential of George Kittle. I like Ebron. But to me, in the tight end race, you have Travis Kelce, but honestly, I have it more like 1A, 1B, not Travis Kelce by a long shot, and then Zach Ertz. I mean, the window between Zach Ertz, to me personally, and Travis Kelce is, more of a showboater, great dance moves, best touchdown dances out of any tight end. He's got great hands. He's probably the most athletic tight end, but Zach Ertz has got that grinder mentality, and then I just like it with him and his wife, with the U.S. team, obviously with the soccer. They're just a family of athletes, grinders, never quit, never die mentality. Zach Ertz has been one of my favorite tight ends for a long, long time. So, Damon, you heard it right. I like Zach Ertz. If he was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would be ecstatic. All right. Patella tendon rupture. Basically, his kneecap broke off. He's back and will show up. Watch. We'll have to see with some of the other players that you mentioned. Yeah, obviously with the Seahawks. We'll see. Let's see here. Heel Puck, I'm interested to a completely different tight end than most. He was a first-round pick last year, but didn't see too much of the field, but would love to see Hayden Hurst get an opportunity. Well, I have Hayden Hurst as one of those guys too. With him, it was like one of those things, he was so athletic. He could play baseball. He could play football. He really didn't get as many snaps as I thought he was going to get. But you are right. He is a kind of a guy that if you just get him out there and you get him some snaps, he could definitely make an impact. The roster has been just beautiful. I mean, the whole GM, coaching staff, they really know how to see talent. That is a guy. I mean, it may take a couple years to see his full potential, but there is someone there. Oh, let's go to Fly, Eagles, Fly. Go Birds. Dallas Goedert, another one. Dallas Goedert is a guy that if you get on the flip side with Zach Ertz, so bad it hurts Zach Ertz, and he gets 10 touchdowns, and he dominates the league. Dallas Goedert could end up getting 600 yards, 45, 50 receptions, and 5 or 6 touchdowns, and having that double tight end set with all those other weapons. God, it's sexy on paper. It's sexy in Madden, I guess. I can't wait to play with them. It's going to be one of those hell of a ride years. I really pray. We'll have to wait and see. But if I can get Eagles Fly, and the Nolans Saints in the NFC Championship game, I might have a heart attack because I don't know if I can handle the excitement with those two teams, but that's kind of what I'm rooting for. I think those are the two deepest teams in the NFL, in the NFC, as far as they're concerned in that conference, and that's big facts. All right, let's see here. Rodolfo De La Rosa. Do you think Dallas Goedert could have a breakout season? I absolutely, positively think that he can. Will he have more touchdowns, receptions, or yards than Zach Ertz? No. But he's going to be a great compliment, and I love it that they stole him away from the Cowboys when they were looking at a tight end, and then they got the whole troll factor, with the video last year or the year before in the NFL draft, which was fantastic. So we'll see. NLVLOLQ, my heart. Jason will show up this year big time for us. Are we talking about Jason Witten? Because if you're banking on Jason Witten, you're going to be in for heartache because I don't expect anything. But they keep Booger SMH, Damon. The only good thing about Jason Witten returning is that we don't have to hear him in the booth. Big facts. I mean, I don't want to be mean, you know what I mean? But when I say something, an opinion, you know I'm right. Come on, man. I'm not right about everything, but you know that was bad. I mean, there was times where I had to mute him, and I don't do that for too many people. I mean, Tony Romo was fantastic, so at least someone in the Cowboy organization is great on the mic, right? But, God, Witten was horrible. I mean, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. They need to get Peyton Manning in the booth. If we can get Peyton Manning in the booth, maybe my heart will be fully set because that will be a great addition to Monday Night Football, if we can get him. But I don't know if he's willing to come anytime soon. Josh Hill for the Saints. The Nolans Saints. Taysom Hill. Yeah, those are a couple guys. Josh Hill's a guy that if Jared Cook gets injured, you plug him in. Yeah, he definitely can hang. He's got some skills. But when you got Drew Brees, he makes everybody better. He definitely has that Michael Jordan effect. You know, you get Drew Brees in the game. He has great eyes. He has great eye manipulation where he can look at one direction and pass to the other. He won't be the only one, Patrick Mahomes, doing no-look passes. You know, Drew Brees will have something in the bag coming up in 2019. Matthew Sanchez, what up, bro? Good to see you. Let's see here. Who else? Byron can guard Mike for maybe one game, but if I had to go game in, game out, right? Byron Jones, let's be real. Dallas Cowboys had an awesome season last year. That's big facts. Byron Jones played great last year. Big facts. But Mike Thomas can't guard Mike. Michael freaking Thomas is, to me, the best wide receiver in the league, not named DeAndre Hopkins. You're not going to be able to do that to him game in and game out. You guys had a great game plan. You punched the Saints in the mouth in that one game. But the bottom line is this is a new year. Let's get your guys under contract. Let's get your guys focused. Pay Dak, pay Zeke, pay Coop. Get it done. If not, distraction, then the Eagles are winning the division, and then the best you can hope for is a wild card at 10 wins. That's big facts. But can't guard Mike is explosive. You can't guard him. He should be the first wide receiver paid 20, 21. Shit, you want to pay him $22 million a year? He's worth every penny, and I'm saying that as a Bucs fan. I would take him. He's that damn good. And I got a guy named Mike Evans on my team, so I think I know talent. All right, so let's keep going down here. Sorry wasn't here. What are the rankings? Michael Pierpont. I'll do it for you. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know, there's plenty of guys on the outside looking in. You know, you could have like Andrews and a few others. Some people were talking about O.J. Howard, but I have him kind of in my elite category. Number 5, Jack Doyle from the Colts. 26 receptions, 245 yards, 2 TDs. Obviously, we saw it with Ebron, what he could do, moving teams from the Lions to the Colts. Andrew Luck. This guy could have some great production. Number 4, Vance McDonald from the Steelers. 50 receptions, 610 yards, 4 TDs. Could double that production as well. Not on the reception side, but a few more yards and double the TDs. Number 3, David Njoku with Baker Mayfield. 56 receptions, 639 yards, 4 touchdowns. I could see him getting somewhere closer to 7 to 9. Number 2, Jared Cook for the Nolans Saints. He should be able to have a good year, even though he's been streaky over the last few years. 68 receptions, 896 yards, 6 TDs. And last but not least, Hunter Henry, missing all of 2018. 2016, 36 receptions, 478 yards, 8 TDs. 2017, 45 receptions, 579 yards, 4 TDs. If he's healthy, they go far. And if he plays great, that could be the difference between making a wild card or making it all the way to the AFC Championship game. You heard it here first. That's the recap. All right, I did that for you, buddy. All right, so let's keep it going. Let me keep scrolling down here. Let's see what other news that we have. 1 second here. All right, so I'm scrolling down. Let's see what else is said. Byron can guard Mike. Sorry, wasn't here. Zach Ertz, number 1 tight end. Lenny D, fly, Eagles, fly. It's a lot closer than people think. I think outside circles, right, say Travis Kelce. Well-deserved. I mean, he's an amazing talent. You can't tell me if your football team couldn't have Travis Kelce, you would be like, nah, I don't want him. Of course you would. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football, but I think Zach Ertz, for like a lower name tight end, he really made a name for himself. And without him, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. I mean, I have so much respect for Zach Ertz. You know, I had to make the nickname up for him. So bad it hurt Zach Ertz. You know, if I didn't love the guy, I would have made a nickname for him. And I need to copyright that because people are trying to steal it from me. And that's big facts. Matthew Sanchez, what about O.J. Howard? I have him as a top 5 tight end. I don't have him, you know, in the sleeper top 5, you know, or anywhere on the outside looking in, you know, because they already have good pieces. Tampa Bay's got 2 good tight ends. Let's not forget. You know what I mean? Jameis is a horrible quarterback, but with Bruce Arians, I mean, we might be able to get something out of it. We'll just have to wait and see. John Roberts, you're here. Bills Mafia. All right. Dawson Knox, sleeper tight end. He's getting all the first team reps and looking good. John Roberts, hand clap, dap, whatever you want. That's great, bro. You know, I love it when I can see people thinking outside the box. You know, sometimes I know you're going to go deep dive for your own team because you know about your team, but that's what I'm talking about. You know, guys that are, you know, nowhere under the radar, over the radar, near the radar, you know what I mean? But then when you see that progression yourself, and then they end up with like maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns and then kind of surprise everyone. You saw it first, and then you let everyone know in the room know, and then they'll kind of pick up that moving forward. And a lot of the fans that are sport fanatics that come in here, you guys are like that. So, you know, I respect the hell out of you guys, you know what I mean? Because it's about going deep, educating some of the fans that don't know all the rules or all the players. But ultimately, once you become a fan of all the players, all the teams, you start looking at things a little bit differently. And on top of that, college football, I mean, I put in the grind. I put in the work. You know, that's how I know so much, and Marcus does too. Damon Pecciadio. What about Aikman on Fox? He's pretty good, you know, him and Joe Buck. But to me, Joe Buck is a baseball voice, like Vin Scully. You know, there's certain baseball guys. When I think Joe Buck, I think October baseball, playoffs. So when I hear him with Aikman, it's like, it's pretty good. But, I mean, the broadcast to me is like baseball, football, like half and half. But Aikman is pretty good. You know, for me personally, I would rather listen to, you know, Tony Romo, you know, and company, you know, with Jim Nantz. I think that's a little, and that's coming from, I'm an NFC guy, so I want to hear NFC broadcasts. For me, it used to be John Madden and Pat Summerall, and that was amazing. But that was obviously, you know, a few years back, you know, as I adjust my hat here. I'm sweaty dog. But yeah, that was a few years back, you know, obviously with John Madden and Pat Summerall. But, you know, I think Tony Romo is the best color guy in football, hands down. And Jim Nantz is great, you know, on the mic, play-by-play. There's not very many guys. And guys like, you know, Chris Collinsworth, garbage. I don't like him. Some guys are just better than others, you know what I mean? It's like in YouTube. Some guys are better than others. You know, some guys have personality. Some guys that you can, you know, relate to a little bit better. Everyone has a preference. You know, it just depends on what you like. One guy I really liked, you know, just based off a show that doesn't really do it anymore, is Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, when they used to do the NFL show. I love that. You know, Chris Berman had the energy. He could do NFL. He could do baseball. But I just love his passion and his knowledge. That's another guy I wish that was on TV, but he's not anymore. So Witten is pushing 40, hasn't played in a while, can't consider him reliable at all. Definitely not on the microphone. I mean, if he steps near a microphone, I heard he might get arrested because it should be a felony on how bad he was on the mic, and that's big facts. He was horrible. J.J. Trilla, Carson Wentz, the type to get hurt, a no-contact practice drill. Cry, Eagles, cry. I think you got it wrong. It's fly, Eagles, fly. But I still like your Dallas Cowboys, JJ, because you got to watch out in your comments because they might get blocked. YouTube doesn't like people getting ornery on the mic. But I respect both of your guys' teams a lot. I like the Cowboys. I like the Eagles more. But it's going to be a hell of a year. I can't wait for those matchups to go live. It's going to be amazing football. But JJ, you got to make sure you get your guys signed. If you don't, it's going to be a distraction moving forward. Aikman is the biggest homer in the world. He is. But he's good on the mic, better than Jason Witten. You know what I mean? You know, Michael Irvin, he's okay. You know what I mean? Dion. I mean, it just depends on the personalities that you like. You know, everyone has their favorites. Dak sucks. Stop talking. He doesn't. You know, I mean, you know, you don't have to. You obviously, if you're Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, you're gonna say that. But you know, Dak doesn't suck. He's perfect for that Dallas Cowboy team. What has Dak done without Zeke? The thing is, like I said, Pierpont before, you know, whether you want to agree or not, right? If Dak isn't on there and it's Zeke and Cooper, right, and with the rest of the roster and they have their backup in there, right? How many games do the Dallas Cowboys win, like legitimately? 5 games or less, right? But with Dak and no Zeke, right, they may struggle, right? But the defense is great. It's elite. right? The offensive line is elite. Let me say again, elite. You can get a bad running back, an average running back, right, and make the bad to average with a great line or elite line, or a decent running back into an above average running back. So you'll still be able to squeak out probably, I would say, somewhere between 6 to 9 games without Zeke. I know that's hard to really comprehend, but, Dak is a little bit more valuable. Zeke's the better player, but Dak is the quarterback, and he touches the football every snap. So when we say, is he worth $30 million, maybe compared to Aaron Rodgers and the bigger names, it's confusing, but he's worth every penny for that damn team. He is. You got to give him credit. He's better than people are giving him credit for. He gets W's. He's a gamer. He can use his legs too. That's big facts. Oh man. But everyone's gonna have their preferences on who they like and who they don't. But I don't have a bias. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. If someone's talented, I'm gonna call it out like I see it. And that's why you guys love me out here. You know what I mean? I call it how I see it. Let's see here. Christy, she said, Rowell. See, I got it right. I get something for that, Christy. You're one of my favorite Nolans Saints fans. Michael Thomas is worth the money. I'm so glad to see you every time. Anytime we get the females in here, it just makes me smile because I know you know football, and it's great for me and Marcus to be able to see females, that know football. Even if females didn't know football, just to participate and want to learn football, Nolans Saints fans are the greatest. I love it. Besides Eagles fans, some of the best fans that we have, period. Very passionate, and I love that. 25 million, LOL. Let's see here. Ro Garcia. I'm hoping Goddard is on the list. I didn't have him on the list. He's more of a deep dive, right? But it is a guy that you could stash. But the thing is Zach Ertz is going to be getting so many receptions. He's going to get probably 10 targets a game, probably come up with 7 to 8 catches out of that. Lots of other weapons, at the wide receiver position. Ayo, Vaca come and me need to go home. Christy, you're crazy. Let's see. NLV Lolo. Dak gained Randall Cobb and went in as a third down option. Tavon Austin produces every game. He's been also. Tavon Austin's going to get cut, I believe. So I don't think he'll be there. And Randall Cobb is kind of over the hill, and he's kind of injury prone. He had that one huge year, one huge game at the beginning of the season with fantasy. But he's not a guy that I feel that you can really count on moving forward. You're gonna have to probably count on guys like Coop and Michael Gallup, and just hope that offensive line can stay healthy just to be able to have Dak make plays. But I wouldn't really count on Cobb, Witten, or Tavon Austin, really. Consistently, no. You got a lot of other guys that are going to be better. Randy K, hey. Let's see. On the floor. How many went to Cooper? John Roberts, none. Philly sweeping the East. The thing is, that's not going to happen. You might be able to sweep the Giants. You're not going to sweep the Redskins. The Redskins are going to win at least one game against the Eagles or the Cowboys. Probably not both, but I wouldn't be shocked if they do one game out of those, 4 games that they play between the two of you guys. They may win one, right? And then obviously when you guys play each other, right? Dallas is probably going to win one of those games, even with all these contract headaches. I probably see them, splitting 1-1. It's really hard to go 6-0 in the division. Look at the stats. Look at the history. It's very hard to do. But, it should be exciting moving forward. Damon! Eagles will be a good team on third down again. Yes, he will. I really like his potential. People sleeping on Carson Wentz, but I ain't. I'm not. Even Marcus has doubts, I know, as a Redskin fan, but I'm 150% on board. You know what I mean? I've called things for the Eagles. Eagles fans, they know that I know what I'm talking about. This is a special year for the Nolans Saints and for the Eagles. I'm telling you, I feel it. I'm not wrong a lot. I've called the Super Bowl right probably like 10 out of the last 11 out of the last 12. College football championship I've called right, probably like literally 14 out of the last 15. I do my homework, and then sometimes, history repeats itself. I'm not right all the time, but I definitely have a little ESP sometimes when it comes to sports, just with all the reading and the tape that I watch. But I can definitely tell you guys, both your teams are going to have special years moving forward. Let's see here. What have the Cowboys done in the Super Bowl in the last 20 years? True, but it's still one of the best teams and dynasties we've ever seen. You got to think with the other generations in the past. Dallas Cowboys, you won 3 Super Bowls, in like a 4-year period. You won in, so many memories with, Michael Irvin and Emmett and Troy Aikman. I mean, you gotta look at that. 92, 93, 95, with only 94 Niners sprinkled in when the Niners beat the Chargers and beat the brakes off of them. One of the best dynasties that has ever been built. Yeah, it's been a long time for them to get back, but, you can't recreate Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, right? Certain guys, Emmitt Smith, Dion, these guys don't grow on trees, Special, very special team. Will they ever be as good as they were? Probably not, you know what I mean? But they can try to kind of, collect the talent. Zeke is one of the best players I've ever seen, period. And, if Zeke was on your team, you'd love him. I know I would for Tampa Bay. I'd love to have him. All right, let's see here. Going to the comments here. Elliot Evans, Romo is fantastic in the booth. He's my favorite, hands down. Obviously, he wasn't one of those guys that I was like a big fan of Romo when he was playing, right? But I always thought he was better than he was given credit for. If he was on a better team, like let's say he was the Patriots quarterback instead of Tom Brady, he would have won at least 1 Super Bowl. So that shows you how much I think, as far as Romo is concerned, on his potential in his game, he just needed a little bit more talent around him. Romo was actually a little underrated, not overrated, in my opinion. I mean, he did a good job when he was out there with what he had to work with. All right, let's see here. I'm an Eagles fan, but I love Romo. Yeah, Romo in the book. I like pancakes, Chris Collinsworth is the most annoying human. I don't like him. I don't like Chris Collinsworth. Not very, everyone has their favorites, but I don't like him in the booth. That's big facts. John Roberts, Bills versus Cowboys on Turkey Day, is it? Oh, my God. That's going to be awesome. I love it when they have new matchups as far as, like, we know the Detroit Lions are going to be on Thanksgiving. Cowboys are going to be on there. But we haven't seen the Bills and the Cowboys, Bills Mafia. So what an exciting matchup. Now, John Roberts, is that in Dallas? It has to be, right? Because it's Thanksgiving. So what a huge game for you if you could actually pull off that W. The comments, Dak is whack, but he's not. Let's go. Is Ziggy Hood nice, Mr. Nguyen? Lawrence Trent, Lamar Jackson. Panthers fan, howdy. Bills versus Cowboys, cross 4, good to see you. Terrible matchup. Buffalo is really good JV team. You're going to eat your words. Buffalo has a chance to be better than you think. You have to look at Edmonds at linebacker, Ed Oliver, who could be like Warren Sapp that they drafted this season. Josh Allen can get better. They got LaShawn McCoy. They got Frank Gore, TJ Yeldon. They got a nice rookie. They have a lot of pieces. You know what I mean? I still think the Jets they have a little bit of an edge, but I got it with Le'Veon Bell, and they got obviously C.J. Mosley from, the Ravens. Jamal Adams is one of the best players already. But I do think the Bills are going to surprise people. If you play fantasy, right, and you need a defense, almost every year the Bills are in the top 10. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, they have a lot of guys. So you can't tell me that they're just a bad team. You're in a division with the New England fucking Patriots. It's hard to win games, okay? But they're slowly building a nice roster. McDermott has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? At some point, the Bills or the Jets are going to go 9-7 or 10-6 and make the wild card. You heard it here first. It's going to happen. Miami's the worst team in the division. They have no chance. But the Bills and the Jets, they have a chance to make the playoffs. I don't know which one will make it. I don't know if it'll be this year. But I like the Bills and the Cowboys matchup because I really think the Bills would have a chance to beat the Cowboys. It'll be competitive. It'll be better than you think. And then you'll go to Turkey Day and you'll remember the game. I think it'll be good. As long as Josh Allen doesn't get injured at quarterback, They're not a JV team. Don't respect them like that. Don't disrespect them like that. They'll be better than people think. Let's see here. Elliot Evans to Mr. Nguyen. What's up? What's good, bro? Conversations. Greg Olsen would have been my choice if he didn't keep injuring his ankle. Poor man can't stay healthy anymore. When Greg Olsen was healthy, top 5 tight end. At certain points in his career, he was like top 3. I mean, he was amazing, but you're right. He just has the injury bug. Kind of like Jimmy Graham. Remember how he used to be good? We remember him and the New Orleans Saints. He just can't stay healthy, unfortunately. Let's see here. Dak leads the offense. Zeke carries it. True, but you need both. Both. O.J. Howard will ball out. I agree. They definitely have a lot of pieces. Christy Raul. I know how to say it. It's like Howell, but Raul. Let's see here. Lawrence Trent, Lamar Jackson is getting better at throwing the ball. He is. He's one of those guys that, he usually likes to run first, right, and then throw. But he's getting to a point now where I feel that he's going to have to stay in the pocket or he's going to get injured. So let's see if that, is something that he can work on moving forward. Hunter Henry, the Bolts, I think I have him very, very high. Ro Garcia, I think Goddard will be used as a red zone threat, mostly myself, but he certainly does have a lot of potential to be something great. I agree, red zone threat and on third down. If they do tight end sets, double tight end sets with so bad it hurts, Zach Ertz, lots of potential there for first downs. Michael Pierpont, Eagles red zone offense is insane. Agreed, it's going to be crazy. Not many teams are going to be able to keep up. Chip with the whips. Who dat? Nobody can guard Mike. It's a real thing. He deserves 20 a year. No wide receiver better than him. Big facts. Well, DeAndre Hopkins, you could argue that he is. Antonio Brown, you could argue that he is. But with that company, with those three guys, or even Julio Jones, that's really saying something. AB's been doing it forever. Julio's been doing it forever. DeAndre Hopkins has been doing it with garbage talent. And I think one of those things is once Drew Brees leaves, he's still going to be able to keep it up. But he does deserve 20, 21, 22 million. That's big facts. Let's keep going down the list. You guys have a lot to talk about. Let's see. Mr. Nguyen, do you think the Cowboys can sign Zeke? Well, first we got to see if Melvin Gordon signs. If Melvin Gordon holds out for the year, they're in trouble. They're not going to be able to make a deep run without him. If they were smart, they would pay Zeke. He's got the money, so pay the man. I don't understand why they're waiting. Jerry Jones has got $100 bills just shooting out of his ass. He has the money to do it. They're worth like $1 trillion. It's not like he's poor. Let's get it done. Cross 4, you a Saints fan. Mike will get his money. It's just the guaranteed part is the holdup right now, and he deserves as much guaranteed money as possible because he's improved every season, and he led the league in receptions last year. Look at his numbers. The touchdowns can get better, too. It's not like he's limited to only like 8 or 9 touchdowns. He's the type of guy, as he gets better and better, he'll be able to explode in one of these seasons for 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15 touchdowns. That's big facts. Let's see here. Skip Bayless, I saw something about him, is a walking excuse for the Cowboys. Well, Skip Bayless, nobody respects Skip Bayless. He's garbage. He's not anyone that anyone wants to listen to. Let's see here. You know who else is playing on Thanksgiving? That's right, the New Orleans Saints. I know, I can't wait. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. Let's see here. AFC East is a toss-up for the playoff spot. It is. New England is going to win the division. We know that. It doesn't matter if Gronk's there or not. But, for the wild card, there's a lot of other divisions that are going to be fighting for it. Nobody's talking really about the Jets or the Bills. So if they do it, I wouldn't be surprised. You're slowly gaining talent, and being that sleeper kind of team is dangerous because when you sleep on a team, eventually one of those teams breaks out, right? Michael Pierpont, I hated Romo, now I love him because you respect his play calling and when he can predict the plays. We've been waiting for a quarterback, Phil Simms and all these other quarterbacks that are out there, but they haven't been able to do it, but now they can, and that's kind of refreshing to see when you have someone that does better than you ever expect on the mic. All right, let's see here. So when healthy, Wentz is very good. Just wonder if he can avoid injury in 2019. He will. I said it here first. He's going to play the whole season. He's going to make a deep run with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I think there's a great chance for an NFC championship game, and that's my personal opinion. All right, let's see here. Elliott Evans, Hopkins 1, Thomas 2, Julio 3. You can't forget about AB. AB's up there. I like AB more than Julio, and that's personal opinion, but Julio is definitely up there. Julio doesn't get in the end zone enough for me, especially for a big physical wide receiver. All right, let's see here. I think I've caught up finally. Panthers fan, Luke is your field general. Bobby Wagner is your pure athlete. Both are first ballot Hall of Famers. So, there's not really a big debate. Forever Trill, who dat? Good to see you. JJ Trilla, going back and forth. Eagles, Cowboys fans, Eagles fans. I hate you. You like me. I like you. I hate you. It never ends with you guys. But like I said, you guys will be able to step up and prove it as we get into the NFL season. But like I said, tight ends are going to be a key piece for both teams. Jared Cook, New Orleans Saints, right? So bad it hurts Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, if they want to be able to make the deep run, they're going to have to utilize that position. It's very true. The tight end position is actually getting kind of better over the last few years too. There was a kind of a point where it was at a stalemate and you had a couple elite ones and kind of a lot of average to mediocre. So it's kind of nice to see the guys not catch up, quote unquote, to the wide receivers, but at least there's better tight ends that you can count on, moving forward. But any other questions that you guys want to break out? Do you guys have any other tight ends that you guys want to talk about? I got probably 10 more minutes before I got to go work out again. I got to get that in, obviously, and, I'm going to get as much recordings in. We got about an hour and a half, 2-hour recording earlier where we did top 5 sleeper running backs. So if you didn't catch that video, make sure you catch that one. This one is obviously the top 5 sleeper tight ends, moving forward. Christy, you called me out saying I owe you. So what you want? You don't owe me anything. Your fandom and your friendship, and Christy, you just being here on the channel, that's enough love for me. Nolans Saints fans, I love you. Like I said, at any point, if I end up going down to Nolans, treat me to some gumbo. You know what I mean? Meet up. Let's get all the Saints fans together. If I meet up with you, some of them may not know me. You can introduce me. I'm a good guy. I'll try to get Marcus to come out too. I mean, it all depends on YouTube, and depending on how much money that we can make, with donations and, with our regular job. I want to personally, to get to a point where I don't have to work my full-time job for Verizon Business, talking to business owners in New York and Boston. I mean, I'm there, 5:45 in the morning until 2 p.m. And, I've been doing that, and I mean, it pays good, but, I'd rather do YouTube videos and talk with y'all. I mean, unless I can get some deal with NFL Network for Good Morning Football or get on Vice Channel. But it's one of those things. I haven't really been outside of the West Coast. I live in, obviously, Oregon, here in Nike headquarters, Beaverton, right? Been to Washington, go to Seahawk Mariner games and, kind of travel around. Been to California, right, and Japan, but that's about it. Can you hear me now? Damon, I can. But obviously going down there is going to be one of those things that at some point it's definitely on the bucket list. Lots of partying. Lots of passionate fans and great food. Definitely the gumbo is something that I want to try. Michael Pierpont, come to Buffalo. Hey, man, if I can get enough money, where I can walk away, I want to go everywhere. It'd be awesome if I can just go to every NFL stadium, go live, go on like a vlog camera, just do Northwest Sports Fanatics from everywhere, meet up with the fans, go to Bills Mafia, meet up with everybody, Eagles fans, Nolans Saints fans. I mean, I'll go anywhere. It's just a matter of it's going to take some time for us to get there. But I think, the fans would open, we welcome arms. It's just a matter of how many of you can help me out when I get there. But obviously, once we start going live for the regular season, it's going to be great. College football, NFL games. I'm going to really put in the grind and the work because I'm going to try to do, Sunday morning game, whichever one is the best that's here locally for me, right? That's at 10 a.m. Then the 1 p.m. game, whichever one is the best, right? After that, the Sunday night football game, right? So 9 hours in one day, 3 separate streams is going to be the business. It's going to be tough. I'm going to do it. Right? Marcus hopefully will be here for at least some of them, but I'm here, right? Then Monday night football, me and Marcus are going to be here. And then Thursday night football on top of college football, NBA. You're not going to see anyone do more grinding and streaming and quality content on YouTube in 2019 than the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So hopefully you guys can share our channel, hit the like button, smash it, share our videos, get the word out, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you think we're worthy of a donation of 50 cents, $1, help us out. That'd be great because obviously with a lot of the videos that we did in the past, we weren't getting any money for them, which is unfortunate because, the NFL is stingy and they want to put their own ads on there. But the main thing, the reason that I do this is that I would do it because I'm a fan. I would do it for no money. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for years and years and years, on the Facebook end when we were doing videos. I mean, we've done almost 600 videos since we started. That's going to keep growing and growing. And, there would be times back when me and Marcus would do a video and we'd get maybe like 100 to, 200 views. Michael Pierpont, thank you so much, man. You're the greatest. And then to go from, like 100 views on Facebook with some of our friends that thought we were just the homies. Maybe they didn't believe on how much football we really knew or how we could grow a channel. And then look at us now. It's only been 2 years, right? 2 years on the YouTube channel. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, 2.5 million views. Yeah, some YouTubers get 2.5 million views on one freaking video, but the grind is everything. Sometimes it takes some time to get there, but my personal goal is to get us to 30,000 subscribers by the time football season's over, hopefully around that 4 million view mark. But the best part of my day, waking up at 4 in the morning, going to work, right, grinding it out, thinking about talking to you guys and doing videos. That's the best part of my day. Once I actually do a video with Marcus, grind it out, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I love every minute with it, to be able to work with you guys. Pierpont Night Bro, I appreciate you. And then obviously, grinding it out as much as I can. And then obviously, if I didn't love doing this, I wouldn't come back and do another stream if I didn't love you guys. I mean, you guys are the greatest, man. But like I said, if you guys can do donations, John Roberts, you can do it. If you can't, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like I said, I appreciate just you guys being on and being consistent. And like I said, if you can do anything, if you can't donate or don't have the money or the opportunity to do that, that's all right. Do something else for us. Smash the like button. Tell some friends that that like NFL. Introduce them to the channel. Let them, give a recommendation. See what they think about it. If they like it, and we can get some more subs, help us out. Help us get to 20K. I mean, I want to get to 20K sooner than later, but I know it's naturally going to happen when we do these NFL streams. But I mean, I'm trying to get like 1,000 people in the chat. Once we start going live on Monday Night Football, I mean, who knows how many we can get in there? 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I mean, if you guys help us out and spread the word, I mean, you guys are, like the day oneers. Help us out once we're starting to make our big transition. And if you guys can do that, ultimately, that's going to be a big thank you back. If you guys think that we're, deserving of it. But the grind is real. I mean, you guys will let me know. Is there anyone else that's going to be grinding as much as us moving forward? I mean, I love the Sports Fury and what they're doing. They have amazing editing, right? You know what I mean? I don't necessarily see them as competition. I mean, it's just cool to see another group, a duo in Texas. One guy's a Bears fan, the other guy's a Cowboys fan. You got me, Buccaneers, Marcus Redskins. We're a little bit different than them, you know what I mean? But it's cool to see YouTubers grind it out and make a name for themselves. And you know what I mean? It's one of those things a lot of people give up too soon because they don't believe. But, you guys, I'll blow you up on Twitter. Thank you. I do have a Twitter account. So it's Orion_NWSF, and Marcus's is Marcus_NWSF. His is under like the Northwest Sports Fanatics. So, but if you just do Marcus_NWSF, Orion_NWSF for Northwest Sports Fanatics, you can find us on Twitter. Follow us. Instagram is just the Northwest Sports Fanatics, NW Sport Fanatics. I'll start updating that a little bit more, but it's really hard to be able to do like 10 things. And then obviously our merch is going to be going on sale pretty soon too. We'll have quite a few different things, hoodies and t-shirts. We'll customize it with colors of the team. So things are starting to take off, but we're just, it's going to take some time. But Panthers fan, you should do a subscriber fantasy league. We did one last year, and it was very successful. We're going to do one this year. We'll come up with the details, probably do a $50 buy-in. There will probably be 9 spots open in a 12-man league. If we fill those spots, then we'll probably do another league, depending on if our commissioner can handle that with all the leagues that he's doing. And then the winner will end up winning a cash prize, a hoodie, and a custom T-shirt. So we'll come up with the details when we get to that point. But we just kind of have to go over it with the commissioner and the rest of the squad. So let's see here. I like to grind, but in a different way. Oh, Randy K. I got y'all, brothers. I'll share and do what I can. You'll have my eyes and ears. I appreciate it, man. And like I said, if you don't think that we're worth a share or a smash on the like button or, telling your friends, then don't do it. You know what I mean? But if you guys feel that we are the best on YouTube, that, that we definitely have something to offer, that you respect what me and Marcus have to say in our opinion, even though you may not agree. We need to get a sponsor to pay the good money. Help us out with that. Panthers fan, if you guys are on YouTube, you guys are YouTubers, help us, tag us, on Good Morning Football, tag us on ESPN on certain videos, help, get the word out so when people see, maybe our tag for our, video, that other people can see it, so we can grow. If you guys are, think that we're worth it, if you guys think the grind is real, help us out. I mean, like I said, donations are great, but just for you guys being in the comment section means everything to me. Just being able to, follow you guys, talk to you guys, follow me on Twitter, Orion_NWSF. And I update my Twitter. I've been on it since like 2012 or 13. I usually do typically 10 to like 30 posts. So anything that's fire that's going on in sports, I retweet it. I like it. I retweet it. It could be NFL news, NBA, college football, UFC, whatever it is. So you'll be able to find all the stuff on there too. And it's nice to have conversations there as well. You should do giveaways on your live. You'll get more people in here if they got a good shot at winning something. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be able to do that. I'm a sport collector, so I got things of every team. Emmitt Smith rookie cards that are graded, PSA 9, score supplemental. I got Jerry Rice autographed footballs. I got, starting lineups. I got, McFarland Chase figure. I got a lot of stuff. So we'll figure it out. I might be able to do a little sprinkle in a little thing here and there, but I don't want to do like a clickbait. You know what I mean? So, like when some people do the clickbait where it's like, oh, come in the room and, have your chance at winning, $500 and like look, and then they have some video where they're giving $500 to like some random stranger and then you find out it's like their neighbor, or someone else. I mean, I don't want to necessarily do a clickbait, but help me out. Help Marcus out. Let's grow the channel. Let's try to get this channel closer to 20K sooner than later. And like, think about it. All it takes, really is telling a friend. And then if you have another friend or if you have a circle of friends that love football, NFL, college football, or sports in general, that would mean everything. Since you guys are talking about wrestling, it's funny, Lenny D, AJ Styles, and indeed the phenomenal one, Undertaker, Kane, I might start going live for WWE pay-per-views, NXT pay-per-views. AEW is going to be on the fall. I was going to do maybe Raw, but I get it on the West Coast, and then some of you guys are East Coast. But I'm thinking I might end up doing, Northwest Wrestling Fanatics, starring your boy, Orion. I got 2 other guys that I could have come on or just drink beer while we watch the pay-per-views live. I may do it, so it just depends. I'm going to go to Seattle, obviously, for those 2 games, Seahawks, Broncos. After that, I'm going to be seeing the Rays and the Seattle Mariners for Edgar Bobblehead. But if I can end up going live on there, I think that would be pretty fun. I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan. As much as I love NFL, I love wrestling. I'm a big fan, so maybe going live, during SummerSlam could be interesting. I know some of you guys are wrestling fans, some of you guys aren't, but it's one of those things that I'll never stop watching. So we're getting to the point now where, I just wanted to hop on for about an hour to go over the tight ends and what's going on. So let me go over a last recap for all y'all still in the room. Thank you guys so much for donating. Thank you so much for liking, smashing the like button, telling friends. Let everyone know about us. You guys go to school, get the word out. Help me out. Get me on Twitter, get Marcus on Twitter. Let's get the word out. NFL top 5 sleeper tight ends. They're going to break out going into the 2019 season. A quick recap before I go. Number 5, Jack Doyle from the Colts. 26 receptions, 245 yards, 2 TDs. Look for him to get 50 receptions, 5 to 700 yards, and 5 touchdowns or more. Number 4, Vance McDonald from the Steelers, 50 receptions, 610 yards, 4 TDs. Number 3, David Njoku from the Browns with Baker Mayfield, horns down. He's going to tear it up. 56 receptions, 639 yards, 4 TDs. One of my favorites, Nolans Saints, Jared Cook, 2018, 68 receptions, 896 yards, 6 touchdowns. He'll get double digits in my opinion. And number 1, the sleeper. Don't go to sleep on him. Los Angeles, San Diego, take your pick. Los Angeles Chargers, Hunter Henry. No stats last year. 8 touchdowns in 2016, 4 in 2017. Let's get back to 8, and it should be sexy moving forward. I can't wait for AEW coming on TNT. It's going to be lit. I wondered if they were going to compete with Raw or SmackDown, but being on their own night, that might be in their best interest. But if they were on Monday Night Wars, it would be sexy on paper and in person. You guys are the greatest, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'm going to be back tomorrow with Marcus around 4 to 4:30 Pacific time. Another top 5 list, underrated, overrated, top 100. I mean, depending on what we want to go over with everything in football. After Marcus does a video with me here, Northwest Sports Fanatics, for about an hour to 2 hours, I'll hop on again and go on for another hour or 2. Put in the grind. I love you guys. Share the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys. Every single person that's watching right now, thank you so much. And I'll be back tomorrow. Peace. Northwest Sports Fanatics, who talk sports like us, me and Marcus. Peace out.